And welcome to the DFL Daily. Richard Carbaum here, chair of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party. I'm going to do something a little different today, but I'm going to address something right on the front end. There's an effort that popped up on social media last evening called the Humphrey Project, and it's meant to divide our party a bit. So I want to start by sharing one of my favorite poems. It's by Edwin Markham. It's a poem that we used during the marriage campaign in 2012 to really illustrate for people what we were trying to do. Here's the poem. He drew a circle that shut me out. Heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle and took him in. That's a poem by Edwin Markham. And what that means is that we have to be a Big Tent party. We have to focus on what unites us as Democrats. 90% of the issues, 95% of the issues we agree with. We don't have a problem that people are too far left or too moderate in this party. We have a culture problem. We have a problem where people don't treat one another kindly, and we need to fix that. We at the DFL are focused on fixing that, and we're going to be doing that in a big way at congressional district conventions, at the state conventions. But most importantly, what I want to say to you is that as Democrats, we need all of us to win big in November, and that's our job, that's our responsibility, and that's what we need to do. All right, let's get into it. Lots of things happening this weekend all around the state. I'm getting up to SD4 and SD2, excited about that, so can't wait to see you. A couple other things. Melrose Stearns United is having a pizza planning conversation tonight at 5:30 p.m. And then in Minneapolis, SD35 Coffee and Conversation. That's not Minneapolis. SD35, I know, is not Minneapolis. They're having a coffee and conversation Saturday at 9:30 or 9 a.m. And then in Lakeville, Earth Day celebration. Yeah, Earth Day's coming up. And watershed cleanup is also Saturday morning at 9 a.m. In Maple Grove, we're going to be Door Knocking 101. It's a training on how to door knock. It's not necessarily a door knock itself. This is where we actually bring people in who've not door knocked before so they can understand what we mean by door knocking, and we can start to build their confidence. And that's Sunday at 10:30. I encourage you to do one of those if you haven't done so already. For more information on future events, you can check out dfl.org/events. Okay, DFLers are fighting for the Minnesota promise, that promise of the American dream. If you work hard, you should get ahead. That means food on the table, an affordable home, childcare, and healthcare. For too many families, that promise is slipping out of reach, and it's a broken promise at this point. This brings us to the contrast: Minnesota values versus Republican priorities. We've been talking about it all week. The people doing the work, Minnesotans, should reap the benefits. Here's something we have one for Minnesotans. On January 1st, Minnesota became the 13th state to launch paid family medical leave. Up to 20 weeks of paid leave for your own health, for a new baby, or a sick family member. I've had two family members who had to use this because they had knee replacements. It is incredibly important. Both of those family members work really hard. They stock shelves at Target, and they could get their knee replacement and get the rest they needed because of this program. Small businesses get a reduced premium rate and grants up to $3,000 to cover staffing when someone is on leave. The state steps in as a partner, not leaving small businesses to figure it out alone. Let's contrast that to what Republicans have done for small businesses and their employees this year. Operation Metro Surge devastated Minnesota small businesses. Some are reporting losses worse than COVID. Minneapolis and St. Paul lost over $300 million, those businesses. The damage reached greater Minnesota too. For Kirkhoven County butchers near Wilmer, customer and processing work dried up, threatening their survival. Both immigrant and non-immigrant owned businesses lost employees, closed shifts, or shut down entirely. Maisie, her owner of Jinkao restaurant, had this to say, quote, "Small business owners like me are impacted by things completely out of our control. We should not be left alone to carry all the weight." That's what Republicans celebrated in Operation Metro Surge. Republicans welcomed ICE into our streets, and they even defended it in the after-action conversations and reporting that took place. Some Republicans even blocked relief efforts after DFLers in the Minnesota Senate advanced a $100 million grant program, up to $20,000 per business, up to $250,000 in forgivable loans. Even when Republicans caused the mess, DFLers are ready to stand with Minnesotans and clean it up. Minneapolis launched a $7 million small business resilience fund for licensed relief grants and recovery support. DFL lawmakers are fighting to preserve the Small Business Assistance Partnerships Program, which supported 16,500 businesses and 20,000 jobs in 2023 alone. more than 7,400 in greater Minnesota. 99.4% of Minnesota businesses are small businesses. They employ nearly half the state's workforce. One rural economic developer put it simply: small businesses are the backbone of every rural town. Republicans sided with powerful interests over the small business owners and workers who are the real engine of our economy. We've seen a bunch of activity in the chat recently. I see that you're excited to make a difference right now. We've had a lot of questions about social media content and how to message and what to message. Ask for resources and trainings and content and advice. You can find all that by signing up for what we call DFL Amplify. This is a coordinated program that gives you the resources you need to share compelling content and news articles in a way that informs and engages your audience. We will do the collection and you do the posting. We're really wanting to put all of this in your hands, put the power of this in your hands. Whether you're a local unit chair, a communications volunteer or lead in your Senate district, or just someone looking to make an impact with your personal social media accounts, DFL Amplify is ready for you. Sign up today by emailing our Asha Carroll, our Senior Communications Research and Data Director, acarroll@dfl.org. We'll drop her name in the chat for an invitation. It's a wonderful community. We're building it fast, and we'd be really delighted to have you. Again, I'm going to end this call with the poem I started this call with. It is my favorite poem. It is a poem we used in the 2012 marriage campaign. Here's the poem. He drew a circle that shut me out. Heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle and took him in. That's by Edwin Markham. This is about building the biggest and broadest coalition ever so that we deliver the largest electoral defeat of a sitting president in the history of Minnesota midterms. We have 201 days to do that. We need to unite right now, stay focused, and kick some ass. Let's go win this thing.